Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV, coming to you on a Saturday afternoon, man, from Los Angeles, California, with their Los Angeles Dodgers pregame show, man. Game 2 versus the Colorado Rockies after the Dodgers handled business last night with a long ball left and right. They did not get a chance to do a post-game last night because I was at the game last night. By the time I got home, family time. So didn't really get to have time for a post game. I'm gonna hit y'all with a pregame show today, man. We got the Dodgers and Rockies kicking off game 2 of their series in a little over an hour from Dodgers Stadium. We got Buehler going tonight against Quantrill, man. Two pitchers who have a little bit have had their struggles this season. Walker Buehler maybe starting to slightly turn the corner. This is what us as Dodger fans are hoping for, to help try to add to that rotation that is lacking with all the arms on the IL. So, but the talk of the town, the talk of Major League Baseball, and really the talk of sports world in general is Shohei Ohtani, man. And can that streak continue? We know he got the 50-50, he got the 51-51, and now he's at 52-52. He's one home run behind Aaron Judge. I think at one point, Judge may have had an 8 or 9 home run lead against him. And Shohei has rallied in that category and is really putting pressure on Judge in that home run race. And now Judge is clearing him with the average. Like, we get that. But the home run numbers, one behind Judge, obviously the 52 stolen bases with another knock and another bag last night. I got to tell you, I got a few stories from last night's game, but we're going to touch on that, though. But bullpen game yesterday, and if there was going to be a game in this series that you felt the Dodgers may have been vulnerable, it would have been yesterday's game, being the bullpen game. Now, even sounds strange, even though we've got Buehler going, who's been struggling all season, but it just feels like, you know, if Walker can give us 4 or 5 innings, right, and then get to that bullpen, you like your chances a little bit better than a full-fledged bullpen game. And those guys hit 3 home runs off us last night too. and all 3 solo shots. And it was a very, very interesting night at the stadium. So I got there early and, just feeling it was going to be packed. Shohei's first game after going 50-50. Traffic was getting crazy getting there. So I got there early, was hanging out in the seats, man. And, you noticed early there was a buzz in the stadium, but then it was really interesting. It was kind of weird because then it kind of simmered down and it went from a bunch of people excited. They were there to represent the Dodgers, there to cheer on Shohei, there to collectively celebrate what happened in Miami the previous day when he reached 50-50 and then reached 51-51. And we're sitting there and he comes up the bat and they announce his name and everyone cheers. He tips the cap and then he steps into the batter's box and the stadium goes silent. Like you could hear a pin drop. It felt like you were like at Wimbledon or at Augusta during the Masters where they encourage you to be quiet so the athlete can focus, right? It just got silent. And I've never seen that before. And to add to that, Shohei struck out his first at bat and the fans applauded. Like, he's reached godly status here already. So just by him coming up to the plate, striking out, they felt they owed him gratitude for doing that. And they cheered him, not in a celebration like he struck out, but like a thank you for being here for us to witness this type of thing. I've never seen that before. Never. And that's the first of its kind. I've never seen that before. And it was a really weird experience because the stadium was just quiet. And then comes up the other time to cheer him again, and then everyone's just glued. They don't want to miss anything. They're not talking to someone to the left of them or to the right of them, in front of them or behind them. They're just locked in on Shohei at the plate, and it's silent. And I was with a friend of mine, and I shout out to Coach Joe. I was with Joe, and we kind of looked at each other and like, why is it so quiet in here? And then they struck out, and we both kind of laughed like they're cheering for a strikeout. And we understood like what was going on at that point, right? We're like, wow, this is just next level. It's next level. Like imagine Kobe coming out there cheering for him and he gets out there and then like he misses a shot at the buzzer and they cheer him just because they were thankful to have watched him. And that just doesn't typically happen with American sports, right? And that threw me off a little bit, right? Not in a bad way. I'm just saying it was something different. And it was something that just constantly reminds us that we are in the presence of something that we have never seen before, ever, and may not ever see again. We may not ever see him be like this again, right? Like he is this season. Sounds crazy to say that because he keeps just doing incredible and amazing things and just topping everyone's expectations. But it's just something we've never seen before and something we may never, ever see again. So then, the Dodgers get down early in that game. They rally back, they score back. You've got Andy Pages hits a home run. Teoscar Hernandez banged one, right? Shohei gets up there, and after he gets his first out, then when he gets up there and he hits his home run, and the place is going ballistic. But I got to tell you, when he got that single that he hit down the first base line, and the first baseman made an incredible play, just couldn't beat Shohei to the bag. You got a guy who's in the midst of history here. First player in history to get 50-50. He's sitting at 51-51, and he is gunning it down the first baseline to beat out that hit. Knowing that, he's still out there looking to steal bases and all that. Like, he's sacrificing nothing. He's trying to get on base. He's trying to hit home runs. He's trying to go the other way. He's stealing bases. He gets on base. And on that play, Edman was on second. That put Shohei at first, Edman on third. And I told Joe at that point, like, look, there's only one out. You got a runner on first and third. He's running the first pitch because they're not going to throw it. And Mookie's smart enough to take that pitch. And that's exactly what happened. They threw the pitch. Mookie took it. Shohei had a great jump, steal second. And before you know it, he's got his home run, he's got his stolen base, and he's sitting at 52-52. And it was just incredible to witness. And I've just never been in a stadium where people are just so in awe of what they are watching, right? Never. And like I said, I've watched Kobe play a ton of times, more than I can count. I've watched LeBron James play a ton of times. Those are great experiences. Do not get me wrong. Amazing experiences. But watching Shohei, when you're out there and there's 50-something thousand people in the building, it's just different. It is just different. And we'll see what he can do today. Does he get to 53-53? Does he stay at 52-52? Does it come back 52-53? Like, who knows? But his last 10 games have been just special. Just absolutely special. And to that point, I want to load this up on the screen here because he has been just absolutely incredible in doing things that we have not seen before. So let's go ahead and load this up on the screen now. And let me make sure we got it here. Let me zoom in on here a little bit so you guys can see this better, because this is some stuff like like 10 games of what I like to call like insanity. Let me know if you guys can see this here, but just incredible work here by Shohei Ohtani. Let me zoom in a little bit more here because a lot of you guys are on your cell phones. Let me see. Does that take it away a little bit there? No, still makes it so you guys can see it. Okay. But this is just absolute incredibleness that we are watching. Okay. Then we're going to go over this right now. When we're looking at over his last 10 games from September 10th to September 20th, they've had no days off. Okay. No days off in this stretch. He has had 74 at-bats here. 74 at-bats. Of those 74 at-bats, he has 24 hits. All right. In those 74 at-bats. So 324 batting average over that stretch. Now, he's got 1 triple in that stretch, 8 home runs over the last 10 games. And over the last 10 games, 24 RBIs in 10 games. Now I understand he had a 10 RBI game in 1 game, which obviously is going to shoot that number to the top. But this is still a 10-game run here. All right. 24 RBIs in a 10-game span. 8 walks in that 10-game span. He's been intentionally walked twice, but he's also got a lot of swing and miss in there. All right. So as many hits as he has strikeouts. So he's up there gunning. He's striking out, but he's also collecting up there. But look at these 9 stolen bases in these 10 games. So this leads you to believe with 8 games left, he's on almost a home run a game and stolen base a game average right now, which is incredible. I've been using the word insane a lot because it's just insane. I don't know what other word to use. It's insanity. And I'm burning that word out. I really, really am. But he's worked his average upwards to damn near 300 now. I think he's in the high 290s, right? So I think he went into the stretch at like 287, 288, something like that. And his average over that time is 324. On base percentage is at 390. His slugging is at a 730. Hasn't been hit by a pitch. No sacrifice flies. So he has been everything that the Dodgers could hope for over this 10-game span. And it's so impressive. It's so inspiring, like, to watch this man play baseball. And I can only imagine the people over in Japan, his countrymen, staying up in the middle of the night to watch this early mornings, and just because we're never going to see this again. We are never going to see this again. Now, I don't know how many of you guys, I'm going to get to your guys' comments in a bit here. I'm rolling here. I was also talking to Joe last night. So when you hear Shohei Ohtani hit the baseball, when the baseball hits the bat, you guys have heard me talk about this before as well. I was in the car one day with my wife. I really enjoy listening to baseball on the radio. Takes me back to when I used to listen to the games with my grandpa. And so I enjoy it. Even when the game's on TV, sometimes I go out for a walk. Sometimes I'll go in the backyard, in the front yard, sit on the bench, chilling, just listen to the game on the radio, just because I like baseball on the radio as well. It's just kind of in my culture. So, we're driving, and obviously I can't see the game, but I hear the announcer saying, like, here comes the pitch. And you just hear this whack. And I'm like, the announcer doesn't say anything. And I just tell my wife, like, that ball's gone. Like, it's either like foul or a home run, right? Like that is gone. Like, that is like a 400 something, 450, whatever. Like, it was so loud in the car. And the announcer took a good 2 seconds, and all you heard was like, oh my God. And he captured the moment because he was like, I didn't need to say anything because the sound of the bat hitting the baseball told the story. And he was right, because that's exactly what I said when he hit it. I'm like, oh my God, that is gone. And I had no vision of the play. And this is the world that, like, we're in right now with Shohei. This is what we're living amongst right now with Shohei. Every game is something special. Everything is potentially something we've never seen before, and maybe something that we will never see again. Every single game, he is giving us something that is just a treasure. It's a present. And I really hope that everyone is appreciating this. And what sucks is the Dodgers injuries may derail this team this season. They may not get a World Series because of this, right? But at the same time, we are getting one of the, if not the best offensive season we have ever seen. And that game in Miami, for me, for my money, was the best offensive performance in a baseball game that I have ever seen. Like, could you imagine if that double became a triple and you actually added the cycle into that game? Could you imagine 3 home runs, a cycle, 2 stolen bases while reaching 50-50? I mean, I don't know what the equivalent, I don't know what the comp is to that. Someone's like, what's the NBA term for the game that Shohei had? I'm like, I don't know, because I've never seen it. I didn't see Wilt 100, right? I obviously saw Kobe's 81, but I don't know the comp for that game that Shohei had, to put it in basketball terms. I don't know. I don't think many other people do either, to be honest with you. But that was just, this is just incredible. This is just flat out incredible. And just enjoy it, y'all. Enjoy it, because we may not even see him do this again himself. But anyways, on that note, I'm going to crack one open real quick here, guys. Need some hydration here as you come into Saturday night baseball here. 1 second ago. Taking it easy right now, starting it off with a Bud Light here prior to the game, man. Some water. But shout out to you guys for tuning in, man. I greatly appreciate you guys as usual. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. On a Saturday, you guys can we got the game coming up about an hour or so. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that as always. So let me go ahead and okay, got that off the screen. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and tap in with you guys for everybody who's tuned in here. Craig, what's going on, Craig? I appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a good one, man. Dante, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well as well. Drop a like on the video, guys, if you guys have not done so already. And if you are new to the channel or you've been here before and have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It does help the channel out. Also, just want to make sure you guys know that you can get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear now by using our link at Fanatics. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchases also help support the channel. Now, your order experience will not change, but the good people at Fanatics have agreed to make a generous donation to the channel on behalf of any order being placed through our channel. So if you do buy any of your Fanatics gear, memorabilia, whatever it may be, please make sure to use our link. Also, you can also become a member on the show. For less than the cost of lunch, you can become a member for an entire month. Great way to help support the channel. It's like doing 1 super chat a month. We have 3 different tiers. We have member-only videos, which I've already done a few. We're going to have some giveaways and more stuff as NBA season comes in here, obviously. But appreciate and shout out to all those who've become members already and those have renewed membership as well. We appreciate you guys. And you can also hit that Cash App that's going across the bottom of the screen. Cash App, $ Empire Jeff. So appreciate y'all, man. Let's see. Craig says Ohtani 14 times with homer and a stolen base. Yeah, that's incredible. That's nuts. Everything he's doing is crazy. BC's, what's going on, BC? A sport that goes back before 1845, Knickerbocker rules. Didn't realize it was almost as old as soccer and cricket. That's what I'm saying. Is as far back as this. I mean, the Dodgers alone have 135-year history, and in his first season, he broke the franchise record of home runs in his first season, right? And so, in a sport that goes back as far as baseball does, it is absolutely incredible what he is doing here. It's absolutely incredible because he is doing things in his first season that many before him never did, right? And I'm not a guy that struggles for words. I never have been, never will be. But what he's done literally leaves me speechless at times. It literally does, because what he's delivering on a nightly basis, what he is giving us is so special and so impressive that it just makes you realize how far he has separated himself from other ball players and other athletes, not only in his sport, but in all sports. Like someone asked me last night, like, do you think he's like the guy in LA now? Do you think that he's taking the gravity from LeBron? And I said, yes, he is, because the Lakers aren't winning right now. Now, while the Dodgers may not win this World Series, LeBron isn't playing for a top team in the Western Conference right now, right? He's not playing in Western Conference finals. There's no real feel like the Lakers are a contender, where it feels like even though the Dodgers, with this whole team just being destroyed with injuries, it feels like he's just a one-man wrecking crew MVP that just having him alone, you have a chance to win a World Series if you get in. And, oh, yeah, we have Mookie Betts. We have Freddie Freeman. We have Teoscar Hernandez. We have Yamamoto. We have Jack Flaherty. We have a Will Smith who can get hot in the playoffs. We have all these things. So I do believe wholeheartedly that Shohei Ohtani is now the king of LA. I believe it. No pun intended, because Braun is King James. No pun intended. But don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. If the Lakers sneak up on some people, if they catch some people slipping and they get off to a great start and they have a great season, then LeBron's going to be right there again. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that Braun doesn't have gravity. He absolutely does. But what I'm saying is Shohei right now in this moment, while the Lakers are not playing, by the way, in this moment right now, while all eyes on the sports world are on Shohei Ohtani, he is the gravity and the pulse of the city right now, I think. Curious to see what you guys think about that. Craig says Walker is still on trial. Yeah, Craig, he is definitely still on trial. He definitely is, but he's had some good performances in this last stretch or so. Like he has. He hasn't killed us. He hasn't been dominant, obviously. Hasn't been great. Can almost fight back calling him good, but we haven't lost because of him, like in some, these games. So, and as crazy and sad as it sounds, and that's kind of what we need from him right now. It's really what we need from him right now. De La Cruz has 65 steals. Yeah, he does. Future Dodger shortstop De La Cruz has those, man. BC says Yamamoto tomorrow, maybe Monday. If I'm the Dodgers, I hold out Yamamoto. They don't play Monday because they got the off day. So Tuesday, if he doesn't pitch tomorrow, then he can pitch Tuesday. So if I'm the Dodgers, I want Yamamoto in that Padres series, because if he pitches tomorrow, even with the off Monday, that means he faces Colorado twice to close out the season. That doesn't serve a purpose. I think that you sit him tomorrow, Monday, the off day, and then you have him go game 1 against the Padres. And then you can still get Flaherty in that matchup as well. So that's what I would hope for. We'll see what the Dodgers actually do. The Dodgers, I'm convinced, are very careful of letting people see people too many times. And I think the Dodgers, because of that, maybe they do hold him out of facing San Diego. Maybe they do hold him out of that. But I feel like you got to probably take 2 or 3 from them. Not that I think they're going to lose the division, because I still believe they have that on lock, but I do believe that you don't want them maybe getting an extra advantage of seeing him for another game in there, right? And that way it's still a little mystique when they face him the next time. But if it's me though, I put him out there because I feel we need to win 2 of 3 just to keep in their minds that like they don't own us. And the next time, if we do face them, then we face them having won a series against them the last time we faced them. So that's what I would like to see. If I'm the Dodgers, I'm ducking no one, right? You don't. There are obviously matchups that we would prefer, probably Milwaukee, maybe the Mets over, the Phillies or the Padres. I'm not really afraid of the Diamondbacks. That stadium, some wild things happening over there in Arizona, but we would have home field advantage. So we went over there and took 3 or 4 from them on a recent 4-game series, right? So, if I had my choice, it would be Arizona, New York, or Milwaukee, right? And then not necessarily avoid San Diego, Philly, or them. But in my heart of hearts, I would kind of hope that San Diego and Philly play each other. So the 2 teams that we have struggled the most against, we'd only potentially have to face one of them, right? So that would be beneficial, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out and how that goes, man. I think he avoids I missed what you meant. Avoids SS. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, SD. Gotcha. Okay. Maybe they do. Yeah, I just touched on that. So you typed that before I could get to it. Greg says Padres are playing their cousins, the Patsies. Yeah. That game last night was wild. It took the Padres to 10 innings to beat the White Sox in a walk-off, right? So at that game, we're seeing the Dodgers were kind of in a game there with Colorado, and the White Sox and Padres were in a game themselves too. And it would have been wild if both those teams would have lost game one of those series, in a series that a lot of people think both teams are going to sweep the other teams, right? So that would have been wild. BC says, I'm okay with him not pitching that series until his pitch count goes back up. Yeah, and there's that reason too. But however, if he's got tomorrow off and then he's got Monday off, maybe the longer break, maybe they do give him an extra inning or so there. But we'll have to wait and see there now. Craig says average now 297 for Ohtani. Okay, nice. I know he was getting upwards towards 300. I think he's boosted that average almost 10 points during these 10 games. BC says World Series only around since 1903 though. Live ball era started in 1920. Yeah, still a long time. 104 years of the live ball era, and we've never seen anything like that. Daniel Berry, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to go subscribe to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Appreciate you as always. Teo has hit his 30th home run. Yes, he has. And I believe that is the second time in his career that he has done so. And one of those times elsewhere, one of the times with the Dodgers here. Shohei Ohtani, career high in home runs. Teoscar Hernandez, second time in his career with 30 home runs. 1 second. In the speaking of live ball era, in the live ball era, we like beer cold. So I got to, have a couple of drinks on this. Can't just let it sit here the whole show. This ain't back in like prehistoric times where they drank it warm, right? But yeah, so hopefully Walker Buehler can give us something tonight. Philadelphia already lost to the New York Mets earlier today. So shout out to the Mets for doing the baseball gods work, the baseball lords work today for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Shout out to them for taking care of business for us. Let's go in the meantime, let's go ahead and let's pull up those standings real quick. And I will also now put this one on the screen here for us all to collectively look at together. Give me 1 second here. Where we at? Come on now. So there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and touch on this as well. Let's see what you guys are seeing here. Let me see if it lets me zoom it in maybe one more again. 1 second here. All right. So let's touch on this. Let me see. Can you guys see that? Okay. So let's talk about the standings here, because the New York Mets helped us out today. Now, the NL West, I'm convinced we're winning the West. Like I'm not even sweating that. Some people still are. I am not. We still got a 4-game lead on the Padres. 6-game lead on the Diamondbacks. The hated Giants are not even in contention there. The rest of the rest of the races here, the NL are pointless, right? So let's go to the wild card here. Now we've got right now the Dodgers have the best record in baseball currently. So if they get that win tonight, then they will solidify, holding that, because they're half-game lead right now. Well, they're actually pretty much tied. If they win, they get that half-game lead because Philly has obviously the tiebreaker there. But we've got actually, you know what? This doesn't show the actual that. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. This one is different. So the Dodgers, half-game lead right now. If the Dodgers win tonight, they will have a full game lead over it. So this is the overall NL right now. Okay, so now let's get back to the wild card. Can you guys see this okay? Are we good with displaying this right now? Let me know. But we'll get back to the wild card here. So you got the Dodgers here, you got Philly, and you got Milwaukee, right? Okay, now San Diego has a 2.5 game lead over Arizona, right? Arizona, has a half game lead over the Mets. And I'm telling you, man, the Mets may leapfrog them. And it may be, I've been convinced the Mets are getting in and Atlanta's going to be the one that misses. But I'm now thinking that it's going to be Arizona and Atlanta who battle it out for that final spot right now. And right now, Arizona has a 2.5 game lead on Atlanta. So that's going to be the race to me. I think New York is going to be in no matter what. I really think they're getting in there. They've won 7 of 10. Atlanta 5-5 in their last 5. Arizona 6-4 in their last 10. However, Arizona has won 3 in a row. So that's what it's looking at. Obviously, Cubs, they're dead. They're gone. Cardinals, dead and gone. So these 3 are pretty much in a lock. These 4, well, the Padres, I think, are a lock. And I think the Mets are going to be a lock. Arizona and Atlanta are going to be the 2 teams that are going to be battling this out and waiting to see what happens and who gets that final wild card slot in the NL West there. Now let's go to the American League, where we have Baltimore now here with a 4.5 game lead. They're a lock. They are getting in. Kansas City with a half game lead over Minnesota. Minnesota with a half game lead over Detroit. And there's Seattle, who was going through hell 2 games back of a wild card slot there. And I don't think Seattle's going to have enough to get in. The Detroit Tigers, man, have been on a tear. They've won 7 of their last 3, and they have a little bit of a streak going right here. They're on a little bit of a roll. So I'm going to get a little crazy here, and I'm going to say, like I did with New York, I'm starting to believe that the Tigers are going to take out Minnesota. I think that's going to happen. I think Kansas City is going to get in. I think Detroit's going to get in, and I think Minnesota is going to be on the outside looking in, because I just don't trust their arms down the stretch of the season here. And that's how I think it's going to go out. So that if we go to overall to the best record in the MLB, pretty much comes down to what it is in the NL. And it's the Dodgers with a half game lead. We're in position to take a full game lead for the best record in baseball. They are on a 3-game winning streak, looking to win their 4th now. And like I said, man, I've said pretty much all season that Shohei Ohtani is MVP. I've pretty much said he's going to be the unanimous MVP. I believe that will remain. And you get this team to this record. You get this team to have the best record in Major League Baseball in a season where your pitching staff is depleted, when Mookie Betts missed 2 months, Yamamoto missed 3 months. You're not going to finish the season with Glass now. And you've lost all these other pitchers. And all the injuries, Muncy missing all that time. So Shohei Ohtani should and probably will win a unanimous MVP with what he has done. And it is absolutely deserving because of what he's done. So shout out to Shohei, shout out to the Dodgers, and yes, shout out to Dave Roberts, who a lot of people do not love to get credit to, but he's having a great year as a manager. It must continue in the playoffs, because he still has potential to hurt us. There's no doubt about it, but it's got to continue. But shout out to you guys. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter. Over 100 people watching right now. You guys are rocking heavy right now. Make sure to like the post on Twitter, repost it on Twitter. We would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, you guys can become a member on YouTube, 3 different tiers there, and make sure to use our link for Fanatics. It is pinned at the top of the chat. Your order experience remains the same, but the good people at Fanatics will help take care of the channel. make a donation to the channel on behalf of the order, which does help the channel grow. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in here. Let's see if I can get to the last couple ones here. Looks like, okay, there we go. Lux in the lineup. Better wake up. Yeah, Lux is on a little bit of a he's in a little bit of a slump right now since he was on a tear. And you're probably not going to play him against left-handing pitching to begin with in the playoffs. But I think that's where you're going to see Mookie potentially play second against lefties. And you're going to put either Pajes or someone else out there in right field. And then when it's a right-hander, you're going to see Lux at second and Mookie back in right field, I think is the way it's going to go. But we do have a luxury. I don't mind Mookie at second. I don't love him at shortstop, obviously. I hope that never happens again. But I think you will see Gavin Lux on the bench versus lefties and Mookie play second. And I think that's probably going to be the right move. But yeah, this game's going to get started in about 30 minutes, a little under 30 minutes. And excited to see what Walker Buehler can do tonight. We're going to need him. In a perfect world, this guy goes 6 innings, right? 6 innings. In a perfect world, you hope he goes 7 or 8. But it's not. This isn't the season that we'd hope to get from him. So in a perfect world in this game, 6 innings, 3 runs or less, give the bullpen a chance to get in there, shut it down, make your offense not have to score 6 or 7 runs tonight to win, and maybe, just maybe, let the Dodgers get a lead in a game because they seem to always be coming from behind in these games. And one thing about it, though, all these games they've had to come back on, this team definitely doesn't scare, right? They don't scare. They're out there, and they don't care how many runs they're behind. They've shown time and time again this team is capable of putting up a 5-run inning at the drop of a hat, even if the inning starts at the bottom of the lineup. We've seen them score 5 runs with 2 outs with the bottom of the lineup coming up. So this team has continued to deliver and continue to impress and continue to do things even when all the cards are stacked against them, even when their backs are against the wall, which is why I continue to say, even though this team is depleted with arms, I still 100% believe they can win a World Series, and they have as good a chance at winning a World Series as any other team in baseball. They may not be the favorite anymore because of these injuries, but I believe absolutely 100% that they still can win a World Series this season. Now we're just going to have to wait and see. So once again, I thank you guys for being here tonight. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for this game. Maybe I'll catch you guys post game. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for spending your time with me here on a Saturday, late afternoon, early evening, depending on where you are. And thank you, for tuning in. Let's watch this game. Let's hope the Dodgers get this win. Hope these other teams continue to lose. And let's just enjoy this. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your Saturday night. Have a great football Sunday if I don't talk to you guys tonight. And I appreciate you guys. Drop a like on the way in, on the way out. If you're coming in and catching the replay, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And greatly appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for spending time. And I will catch you guys on the next one. You guys, I'm out.